This is your daily reminder that houseless people and addicts are people too and deserve love and compassion. So I want to preface this by stating this, first of all. I'm not trying to come from no moral high ground, and also to state where I truly believe about myself. I am not a good person. I have never been, I never will be. But I am a person that is trying their hardest to make better choices, be a better person than who they used to be. Now that that's out of the way, I want to state this. I want to talk about this. So there's the idea of how long do we hold the addict accountable for the things that they did in the past, whether it's a year, 5 years, 10 years, and they're trying to make amends for the things that they did in the past. How long is too long? And the thing is this, I think that it's on a scale. Each person is affected by the addict differently. There's different levels of offenses that have been committed to family, friends by an addict, and there's no way of rating it like, oh, well, this person did this, so they get like 2 years, and then, we can forgive them or something like that. And so there's not a thing like that. I will say this much, that it starts with honesty. And that's why I started that first part. That first part talking about how I'm not a good person but I'm a person trying to make better choices, because it starts with transparency. It starts with not hiding the fact that, that I was an addict that lied, steal, cheated, and dragged a lot of people through the mud. I hurt a lot of people with my selfishness and greed. And I'm not afraid to admit it because that's who I was, not who I'm trying to be right now. And I think the problem that I have is that there are people in our community that want to pretend that that time didn't happen. Sure, they're not an addict anymore, but they're acting shady by not being transparent about that. And it is important to be transparent. And it's hard. It is hard. It's hard to talk about these kind of things because there is a lot of demonization in our society that automatically, the moment you say that I'm a recovering addict, people are like, oh. But it's important for us to be honest about that because there are some people in our life that don't want to deal with that, and that's okay. That's their choice. But we cannot be hiding that about us. And then we can also not use our mental health as like a scapegoat. Like, sure, I had depression, anxiety, ADHD, trauma, along other things that led me to the rave community because it filled a like hole in me, and then that led to me doing drugs. But at the end of the day, I made choices. I could have made different choices, and yeah, hindsight is 2020. But I could have gone to therapy, support groups, a lot of other things that would have not led to me doing drugs and hurting a lot of people by reckless driving, by dragging them through the mud, by getting other people addicted to drugs as well. Um, you know, um, and like, and I'm only talking about myself. There are people that have like, and I would say that I'm in the lower end of the spectrum of mental illness. There are people that have it like more severe, like schizophrenia, BPD, things like that, that I can't speak about because I've not experienced those kind of levels of like mental illness. Um, but there's people that are similar situations like me that were like, well, I did that because I was mentally ill. It doesn't work that way. At the end of the day, we made choices, and we have to live with those choices. And now that we are older and wiser and in recovery, we also have to accept responsibility for the choices we've made and understand that there was better choices that we could have made. We cannot use our mental illness as some kind of shield to protect us from all responsibility of the things we did. And I think there's people in our community that want to use that as a shield. Like, well, you can't be mad at me because People are allowed to be mad. But we also have to be transparent about that. And people are allowed to be mad if we're not transparent about that shit. You know? We're addicts. We've seen where the slippery slope ends. So we have to not even get close to that slippery slope. I don't know. Just talking out my ass right now.